right. Welcome to your practice. Please just find a comfortable posture for breath work. Breath work's really important for a yoga class, yoga practice. Sometimes we think the yoga class is just the movements, the stretching, but it's the way you move, the way you stretch, and the quality of your breath greatly impacts that. And by doing breath work, it allows you to turn your attention, which is the other most important, I think, ingredient, those three things: attentiveness, breath work, and movement. The breath work allows you to take the attention inward towards something more subtle, something more refined or elusive from just a typical exercise class. Not so an exercise class wouldn't have these elements, but to me, this is one of the things that sets yoga apart. So, as you find a comfortable posture, you do treat this like a first pose. And you can close your eyes. Noticing my tripod was crooked. And turn to your breathing, in and out through your nose. I want you to lengthen your breath. Just take a few deep breaths in and out through the nose. You start to lengthen the breath. You can lengthen the breath by extending the inhale and the exhale. One way to do this is to actually count. And this can be very helpful to get that inner focus, to count the length of your breath. So I'll lead you through some of the counting, but then you'll go ahead, and I really would invite you to count with me, as this creates a meditative internal focus that if I just guide it, you might be able to get some benefit, but it won't tone the mind if you don't do the counting yourself. So we'll start by counting 4 in, 4 out. Do that a couple of times, then we'll maybe go up to 6 in, 6 out. Maybe we'll go up to 8 in, 8 out, even 10. Please note that if we're going into a length of count, that feels like a strain on your breathing. You just go back down and count at a different pace. Here we go. Exhale the air. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. We'll go to a count of 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. Go to 8. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, maybe counting to 10 if you'd like, or staying at 8 or lowering it. Exhale. One more round, counting at your own length. Keep counting. And then relax. Feel the effects. You feel more centered and here for a practice. You're gonna roll your wrists. Lift your hands up, just roll your wrists a little bit. Reverse that roll. Oh man, I make a terrible snapping sound when I go this way, and I don't get anything when I go this way. Changing the direction, very interesting. Stretch the arms up to the sky, take a deep breath. And then bring them back in and down. Hang the head, hang the shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, arms laced or fingers interlaced, stretch up, extend the elbow. And then exhale, hands on knee, head down, shoulders hang. That's an exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, stretch up. And exhale, bow. Head heavy. Last round, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, bow, head heavy. Good. Come back up, take your left hand and reach it across the body. Broadening that back shoulder blade. Take a deep breath here. And then come back. You take that right hand up. You're going to push it across the body, opening up that shoulder straight out like you're sliding it across the table. And back. One more time. Take this hand up, push across, open the cross body, take a deep breath. And come back. You're going to lift up the other hand, flex the palm, press out across the table. And come back. You're going to take your palms, you're going to turn them up. Like what gives? You're going to pull your shoulders back. Take a deep breath, trying to open across the chest line. Pull the arms down by your sides. Pull the shoulder back as you do it. Take a deep breath here. And then turn and look down to the left. Turn and look down to the right. Turn and look down to the left. Turn and look down to the right. Good. Inhale, swoop the left arm up. You can put the right hand down on the side and tip it over. Come back up, same thing, opposite side. Inhale up, exhale over. One more time, first side, inhale up, exhale over. And then doing that on the second side. Good, back to center. You can remove the seat if you're on one. Put your feet out in front like this, touching the toes to the floor. You're going to put your hands under your knees if that helps for a little bit of support, and sink your belly muscles back. Trying to flatten the low back, you're going to round it a little bit. And then pull your elbows back and inhale, bring your ribs and chest forward. Inhale. We'll do it a couple more times. Exhale, sink back. So I'm cupping under the knees for support. Sink back. Head gets heavy. Inhale, pull forward and up. Use the arm strength. Good. Exhale, sink back. Belly muscles in. Inhale, lift up. Warming the spine. Exhale, sink back. Inhale, rock up. Exhale, sink back. Inhale forward. Good. Exhale, sink back. You're gonna sink all the way back and just pull your left knee into your chest. Try to kiss your knee if you can. Squeeze. And then use your core. Lift yourself all the way up. You can let go of the leg or hold on to it. Coming all the way back up, people. There you go. Go ahead, grab the right leg. Pull it back and down. Nice and slow. Give the knee a kiss. And then with that, with or without holding that leg, pull yourself all the way back up. A little bit of a sit up. Yeah. Oh my gosh, a little early to start this one yet. Sick. Pull the left leg back nice and slow as you can. Pull it in. And then reaching forward, pushing forward. If you hold onto the knee, it's a little easier to come up. Exhale, sinking back with the right leg. Warming up that core. Push that leg forward to pull yourself up. Good. One more time, each side. You can do it. Pull that leg back. Push with the leg. Bring you up. Last round, last side. Right leg. Pull it back nice and slow. And then reach it forward to come up. Good. Take both legs and swing them around to your, let's see, that's your right. So your both knees are on the right side. You're gonna place your hands on the left side of your mat. You're just gonna walk your hands over to the left a little bit and just breathe here in this side twist. Deep breath in, deep breath out. If you want, you're going to maybe come down to your elbows on one or both arms. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. From here, you're going to take the top leg, which should be your right leg, and slide it straight back. You're going to take your top leg and slide it straight back so the leg is extended. You're going to sort of walk your arms a little more onto the mat. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Kind of like a pigeon that fell over. Breathe into that low back area. Good, let's bring that knee back. Come back up, we're gonna swivel both knees around to the other side. So you're seated on that hip, the right hip. You're gonna walk your hands off to the your right edge of your mat. You're gonna take a brief breath here in this twist. Knees should be together here, pretty close together. Available to you, you're gonna come down to one or both forearms, still breathing, still twisting. Warming up the spine, warming up the core. If it's available, you're gonna swing that left leg straight back and walk the hands a little more towards the middle of your mat, breathing here. Like a pigeon pose that fell over. Good, let's bring that leg back up. Swing the leg back and let's come to tabletop pose, hands and knees. Put your hands on blocks for a little more height, if you'd like. Hands on blocks, you're just gonna rock your hips side to side here. Breathe into your back, breathe into your ribs. Good, shift the hips forward. You can push down those blocks or down on the earth. Try to keep your hips off the ground, just lift up. Good, exhale, pull the hips back. You can tuck your toes, get a little bit more of a hip stretch or point them. Keep your chest up, keep your head up. Inhale, come forward. You're gonna dip the hips forward. Don't let them touch the ground, keep them off the ground. So you got some arm strength, some core strength, engaging. Exhale, push back, keep your head up high. Sit the hips back as far as they'll go with the head above the heart. Inhale, come forward, dip the hips. Exhale here, holding the pose. And then sit back. You're going to sit back into a tabletop and just stretch your right leg straight back and up as high as you can. Reaching up with the heel. And then place it back down. You're going to reach back with the left leg. Stretch the leg straight back and up. You can lift, open the hip a little. And then back and down. We're going to do that 2 more times. You're going to take the right leg back. And then you're going to take the left leg back. Breathing as you move. Trying to find that rhythm, that tempo of breath, movement, and concentration. Right leg back. Left leg back. Excellent, excellent. We're gonna come down onto our forearms. Our forearms. You can put the forearms on the blocks if you want on the low setting. You're gonna walk your knees back a little bit so that your core has to engage. Belly muscles are strong. You're gonna push down on the forearms, down on the knees. Keep that low back full. Let's breathe here together. You can count the breath if you need something to focus on. Or just pay attention. We're gonna go ahead, drop those hips into the earth now this time, and slowly let the spine arch open, lift Sphinx posture. Breathe here. Let those shoulders descend away from your ears. Point your toes. Let's go ahead and bend our knees. And if you're gonna switch to your hands, it's called Mermaid Asana. You're gonna switch to your hands on the mat. Push your knees down, toes in the air. Lift your shoulders up with the arms. Good. You look over your right shoulder. Look over your left shoulder. Good. Come back down. Keep those knees up and drop your toes over to the left. And then drop your toes over to the right, like windshield wipers. Drop them over to the right, sorry, the left, first side. And second side. Back to center. Good, cobra pose. And walk your hands out in front, up on your fingertips. Fingertips push down the earth with your fingertips and broaden your collarbones. Broaden your shoulder blades. Breathe here. And just keeping this lift, you're gonna try to lift only your right leg straight up, keep the knee straight, and then lower down. You're gonna lift only the left leg up and then down. So it's like little swim kicks. Right up and down, left up, toes pointed, knee straight and down. Right, breathing and down. Left, breathing and down. Right and down. Left and down. Right and down. Left and down. Good. Rest. Turn your head to one side. You can keep the hands under the head, or you can put them out a little more, but they're still in a diamond shape with the elbows out to the sides. You're gonna go ahead, lift up your left leg and pull it back. If you're pulling your left leg back to the right, look to the right. You're looking at your right elbow, and then bring it back down. You're gonna inhale, go ahead, lift up the right leg, turn, look to the left, and pull that leg back. So you're pulling the foot in the same direction your gaze is going. Opening that hip. Let's inhale, lift up the left hip, and pull that foot back and across. Switch sides. Back and across. You got it, looks good. Back to center. Tuck your toes. Press all the way back. Child pose. And tuck your toes this time. You're going to come up to kneeling pose. You bring your hips up over your knees. With the toes tucked, you're going to sit your hips back and down. Get a stretch in the toes, stretching the sole of the foot. And then inhale, lift up. You're going to bring your arms up, back, and down, opening the chest. And then exhale, hands on your knees, sit your hips back towards your heels. Two more. Inhale, up, back, and down with the arms. Good, nice swooping gesture, open the chest. And then exhale, sit back. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Good, lean to your right, step your left foot forward, and just sink into that front hip. And we're gonna sink into that front hip 2 more times. Just sink back, or sink forward, and then rock back. And then last one, sink into that front hip. Good, let's change legs. Bring the right foot forward, we're gonna sink forward, nice and slow, opening that hip. And then back. 2 more. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Good, back to center. Bring the legs as close together as you can. You can squeeze your ankles if you can, squeeze your knees if you can. Interlock your fingers and stretch your index straight into the sky. Broaden the side body. Broaden the front and back of your spine. Try to pull your arms straight up, maybe behind the ears or in line with the ears. Breathe here. Gently keep the fingers pointing straight in the sky like you're a barbershop pole. Just start to twist your fingers, to twist your shoulders, ribs. Back to center. Let's twist the other way. Not the hips really, just the shoulders and ribs. Back to center. And let's sit back. Walk the hands out. Good. Tabletop pose. So from your tabletop pose, you're going to shift your weight into your right leg, and you're going to step your left foot off your mat. Step your left foot off your mat. You kind of get the toes pointing forward. The knee is bent, and you're just going to sink into that hip, just pushing into that side hip. Bringing that rib closer to the inner thigh. Breathe here. Good, let's rock it back and come back to tabletop. Then go ahead, shift your weight to your left knee. Step your right foot out, toes kind of pointing forward. Knees bent in a 90-degree angle. And you're gonna rock your body weight into the right foot, opening that inner hip. Good, let's shift the weight back one more time. First side, you're gonna put the left foot out wide, plant it down, and rock it over. So it's not really a lunge. It is a lunge, it's a really wide lunge rather than a long lunge. Opening up the inner thigh mostly. Let's come back to center one more time. On the right foot wide, rocking over. Going ahead, coming back to center. You're going to keep your knee bent. You're going to lift up your left leg. So it's like your heel or your foot was trying to press on the ceiling. We're going to lift it and try to lift it just about 2 inches. Once it's up, once your thigh is parallel with your hip, you're going to lift and just feel that glute muscle engaging. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now pull it underneath like you're trying to kiss your knee. Lift your belly muscles up and let's hold it. 1, 2, you're just holding it here. Breathe. 3, 4, keep squeezing and holding. 5, and place it back down. 8. Shift the weight over. We're going to lift your right leg straight up so the thigh is parallel with the floor. Knee is bent. Good. It's like that foot is pointing straight upwards. Shin is perpendicular to the floor. We're going to lift 1, 2, straight up. Just about 6 inches, 3 inches. 4. Did I skip 3? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just in case we skip one. Pull it under. Squeezing forward. You're going to hold the pose and we'll count or breathe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Coming back down to tabletop. You're going to take your knees as wide as your yoga mat. Opening your knees as wide as your yoga mat. You can have your shins as wide as your yoga mat as well. You're going to come down to your forearms. Hang here. Try to bring your hips in line with your knees. You got a really wide stance. Pushing down with the forearms and the knees to kind of stabilize your core. If it's available, you might take your knees and feet even a little bit wider. Use your core to stabilize. Good. Walk the knees in a little bit, and then walk the knees back so we can come onto our bellies again. Walk the hands slowly forward out in front as far as you can get them, really stretching and elongating the body. Those inner lateral motions. Breathe and lengthen your spine. More deep breaths here, just lengthening the body, reaching the crown towards the fingers. Good. Bring the hands back. You're going to push up into cobra and then push back. Tuck your toes and come into a squat pose. So by pushing back, you're going to reach back, walk the hands back until you're in a squat posture. You're going to pause, breathe here. Let the heels grow heavy in your squat pose. Good. Press down through your feet and lift up to standing. Take a moment to breathe in mountain posture. Good. Bend your knees, sit down like you're going into chair pose, kind of stretch out the calf. You're going to lift the arms all the way up and back behind your head. And you're going to do the opposite, staying in your square pose. You're going to pull the arms, chair pose, all the way back behind you and down and under like you're a skier, mushing, trying to use your poles to go on the flat. Inhale all the way up. Give your spine a little arch, nice and slow. Don't use momentum. Try to use the muscular tone and flexibility all the way back. Good. One more time. All the way up. Exhale all the way back. Good. Inhale all the way up. Let's go ahead and bring up our left knee straight into the sky. You're going to make a big step forward, and then go ahead and take a step forward and turn into warrior one. So that's how long your warrior one will be today, as long as you can step it in that posture. Stretching through the calf. Hips face straight ahead. And then you're going to step back to your mountain. In one motion, you're going to inhale, lift up and bring up your right knee straight up as high as you can. And when you're ready, you're just going to step it forward as far as you can. That will be your stance today. Warrior one, pushing through. Coming back, neutral, mountain pose, all in one motion. Inhale, rising up with the arms, rising up with the left knee, and then stepping forward. Heel first, bend through that leg. And then stepping back. Same thing. Inhale, rise up. Right leg up and step it forward. And back. Good. Good. Let's have our feet about hips distance apart. Take your arms out like bird wings. Pull your hips back and start to hinge at your hips. We're going to bow about a quarter of the way forward. Just hold here. Wait for a little bit of fatigue to settle in and find the ability to relax. It's available to your body. You're going to bow another quarter of the way forward or move toward it, so maybe halfway forward. Hinging at the hips and breathe here. It's okay to bend your knees some. And then release your hands to your thighs. You can hang your shoulders and head any further. Inhale, rounding back up to the sky. Let's stretch our arms out like wings. Hinge at the hips about a quarter of the way forward. Spine is straight, so you should feel some core engagement, low back strength, back of the hips engaged. Go another quarter of the way to a point where you feel like you're at your edge, where it's a little bit tiresome to keep your arms extended out. And your core needs to stay engaged, to be present, to hold the pose safely. You can release your hands to your knees or shins, let the shoulders and head hang any amount. Inhale back up. Good work. Go ahead, step your left foot forward and walk your right foot back so it's in a straight line directly behind your left. So you're in an even line. A little bit challenging to balance here. That's what we're going for. If it's too hard to balance, you can step the feet a little bit staggered, but in a straight line if possible. You can keep the legs kind of straight. Line up your spine. Just listen to the hip joints, hip-centric class. And when you're ready, again, start to hinge at the hips. Quarter of the way, or halfway. Let the arms just hang, or again, do arms out like wings for a little bit of shoulder engagement. This should be a little bit of a struggle of balance, of focusing on the mind. Inhale, back up. Let's change our legs. You can put the right foot in front. Left leg is directly behind it, maybe 3 feet, 2.5 feet, something like that. Legs are basically straight. And then when you find your balance, you'll hinge forward. Feeling into the hip joints. Get a narrow stance. Getting a little bit of outer hip stretch this way. Arms can be out like wings for more shoulder engagement. Inhale back up. Good. Turn your feet out about 45 degrees. You can have your toes touch the edge of your mat. And we'll exhale, sit back down into our squat pose. With a block, or putting your hand right on the floor, you put your right hand down. You're going to lift your left hand up. Breathing here. Your change sides. Left hand down, inhale, right hand up. Twisting, lengthening that one lung, one side, one rib. Good, back to center and inhale, rising back up. Let's swoop the arms up nice and tall. Make your outer feet parallel, so you're covering the outer edges of your mat. You're gonna join your hands, you're gonna sink your hips forward. And then exhale, pull the hips back, out all the way down this time. You can slide your hands down your legs. Good, let's roll back up, placing the left foot in the middle, step your right leg back. Warrior one. Take a nice long warrior one this time. And then open up warrior two. You can kind of keep your hips a little more closed today. Turning the shoulders open though. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. And you're gonna come all the way back up, reverse warrior. We're gonna do that 2 more times. So you're just looping your arms. You're gonna put the elbow on the thigh, you're gonna swoop that right arm under and then up into side angle. And then keep lifting it all the way back up to bring you up, reverse warrior. Side angle. All the way back up. Finishing in a warrior two again. And let's step back to the front of our mat. Breathing in mountain pose. Good, let's step our left leg back, nice long warrior one. Long warrior one opens up warrior two. Inhale, top arm up. And then you're going to bring the elbow down to the thigh, swoop the back arm low and forward into side angle. And then keep swooping it up and back and around like a full wheel motion as the other arm lifts into the reverse warrior. So the front arm goes up, and then the front arm goes down, and the back arm does a Pete Townsend. It swoops forward and low, and then up, and then all the way back. Reverse warrior. The front arm comes up again. Swooping down again. Keep breathing. Exhale, swooping forward. Inhale, swooping up. Exhale here. One more time. Up into a warrior two. And then step back to mountain posture. Breathing. Good. Shift your weight over into your right foot. You're going to inhale, lift up your left. Sink the ankle on the knee and just sit down for a second. Standing pigeon, and inhale, bring that knee back up. And send it back into a lunge. Put your hands down on the floor in front of your foot or side by side your foot, lunge pose. Inhale, lift up the right arm if the right foot's in front, twisted lunge. Exhale back down. And then inhale, pivot that back foot down into the floor, lift up the left arm, so it's like a side angle pose, and it's like triangle arms with side angle legs. And then come back down and go ahead and step back all the way up to standing. Hands to your heart. Okay, we've got a nice sequence here. Let's try to get them all linked together. Inhale, bring up the right knee. Exhale, hook as you sit down, standing pigeon. Inhale, back up. Send that foot back into lunge. You know, let the hands come down in front of you. Inhale, bring up the left arm. Twist. Close it down. Inhale, turn the back foot out. Bring up the right arm. Down. And step forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to your heart. Inhale, bring up the left knee. Exhale, hook and sit down. Inhale, knee up. Exhale, step it back, lunge. Inhale, right arm up, twist that lunge. Exhale down. Turn the back foot open. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale down. Step it forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands to the heart. Shift the weight to the left foot. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, sit into standing pigeon. Inhale, knee up. Step it back, lunge, hands into the earth. Inhale, twisted lunge, left arm up. Good, down. Back foot turns down. Inhale, right arm up. Down. Good, let's place our both hands down and step back, downward facing dog pose. Come down to your knees. And rest in a child's pose or a tabletop. We'll practice gate pose. From your tabletop, you're going to kick, stand your right foot wide. You'll step your left foot back so it's turned out and flat on the floor. And go ahead and lift that left arm up, gate pose. And make a big windmill gesture with that top arm. One more time, gate pose. Big windmill gesture, opening up. You're going to shift your hips back as you swoop the arm. And then shift the hips forward as you swoop the arm up. Good. Now listen carefully. Turn those back toes to face the back edge of your mat. Bend the knee. You're going to bend the knee a little bit and put the left hand on your head and lean back, opening up that side body like a rainbow, a crescent shape. Good. Let's place it back down, tabletop. Kickstand the left foot out, put the right leg straight back, gate pose, inhale up. And you shift the hips back, you're gonna do windmill arms. Good. Start arms up high in the sky. Now you're gonna turn that toe back further as you bend the knee. That's the top leg. You turn the toe out further, bend the knee so the foot's flat on the floor. You can put the hand behind the head and you kind of crescent in your gate pose, a little more open stance. Good. And let's close it down. Awesome. You keep the leg closer together. You can squeeze the legs together before sitting back into your child's pose.
Coming back to tabletop. So you can practice gate pose again. We're going to try a little bit harder variation of side plank. So putting that right hand straight down. You're going to take both feet back, and if you can, stagger them or stack them on top of each other as you send your left arm straight into the sky. Side plank pose. Let's breathe here. 3 breath counts. 1, 2, and 3. You can transition through down dog, rest pose, or plank. As you turn and stack the feet, second side, breathe, and 3 breath counts. 1, 2, and 3. Back through plank, your rest pose if you want. We're going to go right back to that first side. This time you can do side plank again if you want. You're going to even try tree pose, bending that top knee and putting the foot on the inner thigh. Good. Placing that hand down. We're going to switch sides. Go through plank, go through rest pose. You choose. Stay with me. Then we rest. Here we go. Second side. Maybe go to tree variation. Good. Everyone come down. Rest, kneeling, child's pose, whatever feels right. Long, deep breaths. Focus on the feeling of the breath moving through the body. Really concentrate on the breathing. When you're ready, you're going to press yourself back towards that squat pose. And then inhale, come up. You're going to turn wide-legged on your mat. Wide-legged, feet parallel. It's going to go a little wider today. And gently rock the hips forward. Gently rock the hips back. Gently rock the hips to one side. Gently rock the hips to the other side. Really stretch your arms out in a V shape or a T shape, out wide. Broaden your collarbones, take a deep breath in. Good, go ahead and wrap your left arm under your right arm, maybe come to eagle arms. Squeezing, getting a stretch on the back of your shoulder blades. You're going to draw a circle with your fingertips in the air, just above your head. You're going to reverse that circle. Good, now you're going to lift up the elbows as high as they'll go. And then you're going to pull your elbows down into your ribs. Inhale, stretch the arms out nice and wide. Turn your heels in and push your knees out. And let's take the right elbow under this time. Draw a circle with your fingertips in the air. And you're going to reverse that circle. Squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhale, lift the elbows as high as they'll go. Exhale, pull the elbows down as low and into the ribs as they'll go. Inhale, back up. You can straighten your legs a moment. Let your feet do whatever they need to do for this next one so it feels good on your joints. You're going to bend your right knee very deep and sit low as you can. You can let your feet do whatever they need to do to get comfortable in the stance. You let your hands come to the floor. And then you're going to inhale, come all the way back up. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to bend your left knee as deep as you can. Maybe those hands come to the floor. Let your legs do whatever they need to do. Your feet do whatever they need to do, sorry. Inhale, come back up. One more time, let's drop on over. Drop stance to your right. Swoop it up. Inhale, exhale, drop stance to your left. Inhale, swoop it up. And step to the front of your mat. Squeeze your legs together if you can. Pressing your hands together. Breathe here. Keep squeezing the legs if it's available. Squeezing the inner thighs together, squeezing the ankles together. If they're not touching, use a block instead, so you can have a little bit of space and then still squeeze. 2 more deep breaths, stay with it, keep squeezing inward. Long breath. Good, push your hands straight out, flex the wrists, and like you're parting curtains, open the arms straight out like a T. Try to separate 2 walls, broadening out through the heel of your hand. Keep stretching here, stay with it. Now pull the heel of your hand down against your hips, trying to pull those shoulders down and away from the ears. Good, like you're pushing down on the floor with your hands. Hands are, palms point straight to the floor, wrists engaged, good. As you reach down with your shoulders, bring your spinal column upwards, up through your crown. Stay with the engagement. And then release all the muscles. Do one more round of that. It begins with squeezing the legs together. Squeezing the inner thighs, squeezing the ankles, squeezing them together. And even squeeze the butt muscles in a little bit. Keep squeezing, bring your hands together, press them against each other in front of the heart. Keep squeezing the legs, push the hands straight out in front, and then open out wide in the T shape, pressing away as you squeeze the legs together. Keep breathing. Stay focused on the sensation of the pose. And then slowly pull down to the heel of the hand, presses against the side body, side of the hip, and you push down with the palms as you reach up with the spine and crown. Just keep squeezing and breathing. Feel the muscles hugging to the skeleton in this position. And then release the effort. Good, shake out your wrists. Shake out your ankle. Shake out the other ankle. Good job. Let's come down to kneeling. We'll sit back on a prop between your heels. Virasana. Place your hands palm over palm, the thumbs touching in your lap. Spine nice and upright. We're going to do the breath count again, except this time we're going to extend our exhale. So we'll do 4 in and 6 out. And then we'll, after a couple rounds of that, we'll do 4 in, 8 out. Again, if the count doesn't work for you, you'll modify the count. We are trying to make the exhale slightly longer than the inhale. Breathing in and out through the nose, release the breath. And then inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhaling to 6. Inhale to 4. Exhaling to 6. Inhale 4. Exhale to 8. Inhale 4. Exhale 8. More rounds at your own pace. Relax a moment in this meditative posture. You're going to shift your weight into the right leg and try to bring the left foot flat on the floor so the knee's in the sky. You might have to sit a little higher. You do want to make sure both hips are equally grounded in the floor. So it's the same pose, it's just a half version. You've got one foot flat on the floor now. So the left knee is up. You're going to take your right hand, you're going to touch your index and thumb, you're going to rest your elbow on that knee. So it's a crisscross. The arm is extended out on the crisscross. You're going to inhale, stretch your left arm high up into the sky. This is the pose. Breathe here. Focus on your spine, your shoulders, the twists. Good. Change the arms, not the position. Put the left elbow on the knee. Send the right arm straight up. This is the pose. Focus on your spine. Breathe here. Good. Rock out of the pose. You're going to change your legs. So the left knee will come back down and the right foot will become flat on the floor if possible. So in the crisscross first, left arm goes across the body. Inhale, swing, swoop. The right arm straight up. Spine is vertical, nice and vertical. Long spine. Breathe. And then right elbow on the right knee. Send the left arm straight to the sky. Breathe. Good. Rock forward, come out of the pose. You'll cross your ankles and sit back. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees drop open. This is manageable for you. You're going to take a block and you're going to put it in between the feet so your feet can squeeze the block. If this is manageable, you're going to consider making that block longer or adding a second block. So a little wider again. Get pretty deep hip open. You can hold your ankles, keep your core engaged, keep your spine upright. And you can just do 2 blocks side by side. Possibly you're going to try to bring the block closer to the groins without rounding or sitting back in your spine. Good. Release forward. Droop forward in between the legs. Just hang your spine a little bit. Relax. Very passive stretch. Just breathe into the kidney area. And then go ahead and rock up. And slowly sit back. Pull your knees into your chest. Go ahead, put out your right leg on the mat and hold behind the left leg with both hands. Push the left leg into the hands so it lengthens your arms and pulls your shoulders away from your ears. If you want, you can start to straighten the leg towards the ceiling. Bring that leg back in. Once again, just bend the knee and push the leg, push the thigh bone into the hands. Pulling the arm straight, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Once you've done that, keep it engaged and then maybe consider extending the leg straight. Good. One more time. Bend the knee, push the thigh bone into the hands. And then consider extending the leg. Good. With the leg extended or bent, pull that leg across the body into a twist. Roll back to center and rest a moment. Take both knees into the body. Then put the left leg out on the floor, holding behind the right thigh. Push the right thigh into the hands, drawing the elbows and arms straight, pulling the shoulders away from the ears. Then when you engage that, keep that engaged and consider extending the right leg so the foot points to the sky. Good. Rebend the knee. Push the thigh bone into the hands, lengthening the arms and shoulders away from the ears. And then extending the leg straight. One more time. Press the thigh bone into the hands. Extend the leg. And from here, you can keep the leg straight or bend it as you take it across the body into a twist. Come back to center. Bend the knees so the feet are flat on the floor. You're going to press your palms down into the floor next to your hips. Press the palms down into the floor next to your hips. And then roll the hips up into bridge pose. And then come back down. Press the hand. Bring the feet closer to the hips. Inhale, roll the hips up. And then come back down. Last one. Press the hands down, roll the hips up. Come back down. Good. Let the feet drop. Let the knees drop open. Those shoulders away from the ears. Just leave the arms kind of where they are. Let's bring the knees back up and heel toe the feet wider apart and let the knees sort of fall in towards each other. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Bring the feet back to neutral. Slowly start to slide the legs out on the yoga mat. Turn the palms up. Give yourself a comfortable posture for rest.
And stretch your body. Take a comfortable seat on your mat. Thanks for practicing. Namaste.